Welcome to Grig's Adventures' first official YouTube video. I'm going to do a review on a Gazelle tent. It's a pop-up tent. I've never had one of those. It's supposed to take 90 seconds. Videos I see online, it's only 90 seconds to maybe get the rain flap on there and get it popped open, but that's not getting it nailed down and strung up. Like, it's got to be complete. Otherwise, it'll just blow away. There's a little breeze out here. Comes and goes, so we'll see if that affects the setup time. Other than that, let's just get her done. Well, this thing's a pig. About 30 pounds, maybe a little more. See how tall it is? I'm 6 foot. Oh well. Bag seems pretty good. It's got a shoulder strap. Couple like cloth D-ring things. Chuck it in the truck. Let's see here. I'm not going to bore you with unboxing because it's just a box inside of a box with a tin in it. So, but it did come double boxed. And Alibaba had it about anywhere from 50 to 100 bucks, depending where you looked. Cheaper. So it only cost me about $250 instead of $350. You got some stickers. It says register it within 30 days. We'll make sure to do that. Some tie down instructions here. Massive, massive. But again, if you watch a few YouTube videos, you can pretty much set this bad boy up. There's even, if you lose those, there's even instructions sewn into the bag right here. Let's get this thing out. This bag's really big, so you can put other things. You can probably get your air mattress. Of course, it's going to make that bag that much heavier, but you can get a couple of them twin air mattresses in here. This thing's supposed to have about an 8-foot floor space square. And about, I think right in the center at the peak is 78 inches. We'll try to see how well it looks at the edges. I like these kind of tents, at least the shapes, that pull out on the side, because it makes the floor look so much bigger when the sides are just not sagged in. The other tent I have is a 4-season tent. The rain cover goes all the way to the ground, so you never have to worry about your tent getting wet and everything else inside getting wet. So well, let's see how this works here. Assuming this is the rain cover, some stakes. See what the hell these look like. Aluminum little angle iron things. I got real T stakes. The other one's a giant nail with the T plastic. Pull them out of the ground. I'll use those instead of these. But as you can see, these are pretty good size. They're the size of your thumb. So the rings on here are ginormous. Get my finger in them. Put that over there. See how we can get this thing opened up. I'm covering up my face here with this thing. There we go. Oh yeah. Nice and big. All right, supposedly you can do this by yourself. It's not step on the tent. They do make a piece you put underneath there. I just use blue tarp, but the piece underneath there, I think it's 150 bucks for it, so I don't want to pay that. You're supposed to give it a nice quick pop and just work your way around. Hope somebody's timing me. Losing the framework here. Probably help with somebody, two people doing this, one on each side. There we go. Oh, that's why you got to have it tied down. Any kind of wing, this is sprung loaded. This thing is really sprung loaded, so the wind hits this, it'll pop it back in. All right, let's see if we can get this cover on. I'm probably not too back for this camera. Probably messing this up, but I don't really care. Chuck it over the top. There we go. Some hooks. I would assume the hooks go here. I'm going to drop a voiceover right here. Nobody wants to hear a 62-year-old man grunt when he's setting up a tent. The 4-season tent I mentioned earlier is actually a Marmot Halo 4 3-season tent. It's the best tent I've ever purchased. At the time, it was much cheaper when I purchased it than now. But I got this Gazelle tent because it's tall, and my dad, when we go kayak fishing and camping, it's easier for him to walk in there than crawl on all fours in my other tent. Well, I disappeared, didn't I? All right, so I don't have a lot of cameras. This is the first one, so you're stuck with the camera angle you get. But they do say these sharp edges up here, you got to be careful of them. They will rip a tent. But it has a couple rods. Put them together. So once the four sides of this Gazelle tent are popped out, there's ends that are on those corners to receive the poles that are on the rainfly. And those metal ends on there are quite sharp. I'm going to take a file and file off the edges, and might put rubber boots on those little caps. You know, when you set it up, spread the rainfly out, then you can take that cap off, put it in your pocket, and then put the rainfly pole inside of there. But again, if you're not careful when you put that rainfly on there, those things will just rip that fly. Well, I keep walking out of the scene here. So now they got a turn this around here. Get it back. Getting too close to y'all. I'm always good with doors on both sides, so when you want to get up, you don't disturb the other person. Oh, there's paper in here. Anyway, only problem with D doors is trying to step in these things because you get your feet tangled up in here. You gotta get yourself out. So that doesn't go there. It goes in that hook right there. So it's got windows, it's got ventilation. I guess I can take you for a ride and get a better look at it. Sorry about this. But it's got some D windows. Like I said, that D door. So when you step in here, you want to step in with this foot and then the second foot and go through the low spot. Because if you lead with the low foot, try to step around, you're going to trip every time. So I did see high winds. If you don't stake this down, she'll pop in, collapse on you. It came with that paper mache paper inside. But this is what I like. When it says 8 feet, it's pretty much 8 feet plus when you get off the floor. So 2 cots, you could put 3 cots in here. You wouldn't be able to walk probably. But 2 cots in here comfortably. You got a screen on the top, D screens all the way around, and like I said, 2 D doors. And then pouches. The pouch up there to hang your light. Pouches on all 4 sides of these little tuck pouches. You got all kinds of stuff you can put in here. All your electronics. Yeah, this is just paper in here. It's got a rubber bottom. So, thing I'm concerned about is this here rain fly. Rain's going to come down here and roll right off this tent. And if you know anything about tent camping, if the main part of the tent gets wet and you're touching it, it'll wick right into whatever's touching it. This gray stuff looks to be the same. Let's see. It's the same material as the green, so I hope they come up with an aftermarket cover that hooks to the corners maybe. But I don't think that was 90 seconds because the timer on here is I'm at 11 minutes. So, but it's a big old tent. And like I said, it's 78 inches in there. Let's see what we can do here. Like I said, bleed with the D foot. Might get dark in here. I'm doing this kind of in the evening time. It's 100 degrees today, and I'm crunching on paper. So I'm going to turn this camera around on you, I think. So I'm standing on the edge. Again, I'm 6 foot on the edge. But once you get off from the edge, you can stand up here. Much easier to get your pants on when you're standing up. Getting shirt in and move around. So 78, 72, yeah, it's probably 78 up in there. But yeah, it starts out at 8 foot across. But I bet you it's much wider in the center there. But again, you need to tire down, because these pop pretty easy. I'll show you, see if I can show you. So, this one finger, let's see. That's a little bit of pressure. But if it's windy, it'll suck it in, and the next thing you know, you got a tent laying on you. So, ground tie this thing down. All right. That's all I got, boys. It's rough. It's a rough video.